Right, what we got here is a new palm. Let's, before we say what it is, have a look and see if you can make any guesses. I'm not going to put the name in the title, so that's not going to spoil the surprise for you. You can have a few guesses before we reveal it. So what we're looking at is a slightly lighter blue, silvery underside. Very fine palmate leaves. Again, we can see the new 2 or 3 new spears pushing up there. Quite a silvery look to them. Worth noting how tight the palmate is at the moment. It's not like a fully round palmate. It's still quite, only less than a quarter of a sort of 360, if you see what I'm saying. Yeah, less than 90 degrees, as it were. Yeah, so it's looking a little bit pale. So if I say I bought this from Urban Jungle in Beccles, which is literally just 15 minutes up the road from me. I had a little trip there and bought a couple of plants, but weren't really looking for this palm particular, but I mean it's one that maybe doesn't come up very often. So looking at the trunk, well, it's not much of a trunk at the minute, but I can't make up my mind whether this is one of these that sort of walked a little bit to the side before it's grown up, because a lot of I've seen that in a lot of sort of Trachycarpus and to an extent some sables, where they sort of start growing at one point and then they slowly sort of move over to a totally different angle. Or the other option is that it's actually 2 separate plants, because there is a distinct gap in between this stump and this one, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. So this is, if I say it is a Trachycarpus species, or a species of Trachycarpus, one that's, I won't say it's hard to get hold of. You can get hold of them, but not generally at this size. I mean, they're available sort of seedling size, or for a more mature specimen you're probably looking quite a lot of money. So let's get to the point. It is a Trachycarpus tequil, and there's absolutely no information on the tag other than you've got a QR code. So whether that would be, you could scan it. I haven't actually bothered scanning it, but because I sort of roughly know what to expect from this sort of palm, so it's not quite as hard as a Trachycarpus fortunei, but it is quite a different look, and it's not one I've been seeking to get. I mean, I have got a small seedling, but this is quite a substantial head start on a seedling that I've got, so I thought this one would probably be ready to go straight in the ground. And yeah, so it's quite a different look to your standard Trachycarpus, a lot finer fronds as regards to the individual leaflets. Very fine, very graceful looking, not quite as hardy, like I say, as or I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe it is a similar hardiness to fortunei. I think there's a little bit of debate about that. But yeah, like I say, I wasn't looking to buy one. I just happened to see him and I thought, oh, that's a bit unusual to see him at that size. So I sort of hummed and hawed, looked around the rest of the nursery, and then came back to it and decided to get it. I mean, at the end of the day, I think that's £29.99, so 30 quid for a fairly, I won't say rare palm, but again, sort of hard to find at this sort of size. Ready to go straight in the ground, I'd say, or up potted. And I will say there's plenty of big roots coming at the bottom of the pot, so definitely want to do something, whether it needs to be up potted or in the ground. So I might just, as it stands at the minute, I haven't really got a place to put this, so I may well just put it in a bigger pot and leave it a couple of years. So I've got a lot of experimental palms, and I've under no illusion that sooner or later we're going to have a bad winter and some of these palms are going to die. and that'll be a replacement for that. So yeah, so something a bit different. You can buy them online there on the website. So again, $29.99. At the Urban Jungle at Beccles, I'm sure they had about sort of 10 or 12 on a table, and to be fair, that I don't like to say looked a bit rough, but he didn't look brilliant. This was the best looking one out of the lot. But sort of did have a discussion with one of the workers there, because I did say, you know, I wouldn't say I was dubious, because I mean, I'm not an expert on variations of the different species of Trachycarpus, and to me it does look like a keel, and I wouldn't expect them to sell something that's not. So yeah, I think it's genuine, and yeah, I think for 30 quid that's a good head start on a little seedling you might pay sort of 10 or 12 quid for. So that is that. So yeah, I will up pot it, and I think when I do, I will straighten it out, because obviously it's sort of grown a bit to the side now. So when I pot this up, I'm not going to obviously bury the little trunk it has got, but I am just going to right it so that's upright, and hopefully with a repot that'll grow away nicely, and let's say that'll be a stepping palm for something else if we lose any along the journey of experimenting with the palms. Right, so yeah, if you want one, you can buy them online, or what I would say is possibly if you're fairly close or travelling nearby, then I'd drop in. I'm sure they've probably got them at the Norwich branch as well of Urban Jungle, but this was from Beccles. So pop in and have a look, see what you think. Right, we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.